The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Guys, please confirm audio video. Okay, so now as everyone is looking good, it's time to proceed and talk about the new journey that we are going to start. What kind of benefit you will be getting and what kind of help you can give in your office to your project. Let's see. Please note, if we talk about your current situation, then your current situation is like this. If client asks you and say you need to create a single record in Salesforce without any issue, please note, you can do this. There is no problem. You can achieve this. You can do this. Next. Suppose client is telling you need to edit single record. What is the problem in that? No issues. You can easily manage this. You can easily manage. And suppose client is saying you need to delete. No problem. Go to the dice. Open any record. See, like this, log into Salesforce. After that, once you log into Salesforce, click on this. Click on dice. And please note, we can just delete any record. Okay, so just you need to press on the delete button and that's it. So in short, your background is quite ready and you can easily manage these things. But now just imagine that you have to deal with thousands of records. Sometimes in your office, you have to work with thousands of records. Then what you will do? You have to delete thousands of records in one go. You have to modify thousands of records in one go. Then in this case, how you will manage? And that's the reason, guys, we need to learn this feature where actually in Salesforce we can understand how to deal with large amount of data, because in your job you will not be having only 10-20 records. You will be having large number of records. And in this case, to manage large number of records, you need to learn the knowledge that we are going to have today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, whatever we are going to learn. Okay. So meanwhile, everyone please confirm audio video all fine to just ensure that you are all clear, because right now whatever we are going to learn, that's quite useful in the job market, because you have to regularly deal with the data. Regularly you have to deal with the data. Okay, so let's proceed. So now guys, first of all, let me tell you that why this knowledge is going to be useful, because in the industry you will see many times from legacy project people are coming to Salesforce project. What is the meaning of legacy project? Legacy project means .NET, Java, Oracle, PHP, SQL, or etc. etc. Means people who are working on another platform. They are already working in another platform, and they have seen the benefits of Salesforce platform, and they want to come to Salesforce. That is called as legacy project. So in this case, when they are coming from other platform to Salesforce, they need two things. One, functionality, and second, data. For example, let's say you got a company, a bank. The bank is right now working on .NET, and suppose they want to now move to Salesforce. In this case, they will say, see, in the bank, in our software, we used to send automatic email to customer whenever account balance is below 10,000. See, in our banking project of .NET, we used to automatically add the interest if the customer is depositing more than 10 lakh rupees in one go or in 1 month. Various programs, various plans. So same thing I want in Salesforce. So this is called as functionality. So customer will ask you whatever is present in the old project should be available in the new project, Salesforce. And next, whatever data they have, they need in Salesforce. Anyways, functionality step by step you are learning, or you will be learning in the entire program. But today, specifically, we are going to talk about data. How you will transfer the data from XYZ platform to Salesforce. So in this, you have two options. For data, you have two options. In fact, I will say three options are there. Let's say functionality is fine, that you will manage. But what about data? Let's say old platform, .NET, Java, whatever, to new platform, that is Salesforce. You can bring data by three ways. One, you can do manually, which is not a good solution because you may have thousands of records, practically not possible. So generally we don't follow this. Second is you can do coding. You can write code. Please note, this is also something where many companies will not allow you, because coding is something which in Salesforce market selected as a last option, even though we can do coding in Salesforce, but not always. They will allow you to touch this option. They will say first see non-coding options. And third is without any coding, using some kind of tool, without manual work, without coding, just by using tool, you can do this activity, and this is very famous in the market of Salesforce, and that's what you're going to learn today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. That's what you're going to see. Next. Now, why we are so much worried about data? Now, let me tell you an example. Imagine, let's say, for example, there is, let's say, a .NET customer right now, 10 million records. In current .NET project, 10 million records. They said, I'm ready to move to Salesforce. Okay, let's move. After that, now, in this case, we are going to shift into Salesforce. Customer said, are you confident you will be able to shift all 10 million records into Salesforce? Now you said, yes, sir, I'm very much confident. Maybe some 10 to 20 records will be lost in this entire process. 10, 20 records. Please note, out of 10 million, 10, 20 records we are losing is almost nothing. It's like quite negligible percentage, right? Out of 10 million, just 10 records lost is a negligible percentage. But do you think still the company will be ready for this, or they will be okay for this? Out of 10 million, just 10 records, 2 records, 5 records, 20 records. Good. They will not be ready. They will not be ready. Because, guys, for the companies, data is equal to money. Data equal to money. And that's why they will not be ready for this. And that's why it's your responsibility to understand that how you can systematically shift the data of customer and transfer. Next. Now, that's why we are going to learn this topic in the format of mini project. So whatever project work Interlogic company is doing in the market, whatever we did in the past, we will take some examples, references for you, so that you can learn this data management topic properly. We are going to see in the real time perspective. So please note what we will do is agenda is mini project and data management, Interlogic's previous project reference. Client is the pen company, and we have worked for one client, a pen company client. We are here changing the name of the client, and because of privacy, to respect the privacy of client, so let's use a different name. Let's say Parker company, a modified name. which is Intellogic's client. They wanted to shift their project from SAP to Salesforce. What is SAP? The way we have .NET, Java, the way we have Salesforce, the way we have Android, the way we have various softwares in the market. This is also one software. This is also one platform. So from that, they wanted to move to Salesforce. And please note, especially non-IT people in the session, SAP is a software same like Salesforce, Java, .NET, and we here in the past done example with this client on SAP to Salesforce transfer. That's why we're taking the example of SAP. Please note, instead of SAP, it can be anything, and you can do that for .NET or .NET to Salesforce, Java to Salesforce. Almost same approach. Just because we have done this work for our client in SAP, that's why I'm taking example of SAP. Otherwise, it's not like we are using this knowledge only for SAP. You can use this knowledge in any platform. This is just an example. For example, let's say we are talking about the client and their movement from SAP to Salesforce. Similarly, let's say you joined a driving school. You want to learn car driving. You join driving school, and they have taught you all the lessons, entire 1 month course. They did all the practice on National Highway 1. Course is over, and now there is a requirement you have to travel to your relatives, but the road is National Highway 2. Now, just because you have done entire course on National Highway 1, do you think you cannot drive on National Highway 2? That knowledge you think will not be useful? Do you think that? Good. It's not like that. You can use the same knowledge in National Highway 2 also. Similarly, even though we are learning this example for our SAP client, please note it's SAP or Java or .NET or whatever, you can apply the same logic on that. So this I'm telling especially for non-IT people who may assume and do this kind of thing only with SAP to Salesforce. No, anything to Salesforce. Next. So as we discussed that tools are useful to perform such kind of things, not coding, not manual way. So there are so many tools present in the market. About this, in the past, they have asked one interview question. They have asked an interview question in IBM. See, they will not ask you, did you work on all these tools? They will only just ask you the names because it's practically impossible for anyone to work on all these tools because this is not in your control. If the company where you are doing job, if they are using this tool, if they are using this tool, then only you can experience, right? Otherwise, how will you get the experience? That's why they will not expect you to work on this. At least name you should be aware. You should be aware about the names and all. That's what actually they want. That's it. Next. So what are the names? Jitterbit. It's a tool which is a paid tool by which also we can transfer data from XYZ to Salesforce. .NET to Salesforce, Java to Salesforce. This one also, this one also, this one also, this one also. By the way, these two tools are native tools. Native means they are already present in Salesforce. They are part of Salesforce software. Pentaho, Informatica, Workbench. These are the different tools. This workbench is also free and it was second best used in Salesforce market. But now Salesforce is not focusing on that. Stop using. So, and no company will expect you to know all these things. They only need you to have knowledge of native tools 1 and 2. That's it. Next. So now let me show you with the proof that they are native tool, how they are the tools and all this information. Okay, let's see. Please note, first of all, let me go to this and show you how they are native. First of all, data import wizard. Type data import wizard. You can see already present. Already present. That's why native tool. Next. And one more. Data loader. Look at this. Look at this. Already present in Salesforce. We did nothing. We did not do any extra efforts. That's why it's called as native. Next. Now what these tools will do? These tools, whatever we saw, these tools, what is the role of these tools? Listen carefully. So customer will be giving us data whenever they are interested to shift their data from XYZ platform to Salesforce platform. And so this is customer's platform and this is Salesforce platform. Now let me tell you what exactly these tools will do for us. So in this case, what will happen? From let's say .NET to Salesforce. So they want to shift. So the tool that we discussed, they will be coming into the picture here. And the tool will take the data from this platform and they will shift the data to this platform. That's it. This is the role of the tool, taking data from source to Salesforce. That's it. By the way, exactly we will not connect to .NET. .NET people, Java people, they need to give us a file, kind of Excel file. So from this Excel file, this tool will take the data and it will transfer to Salesforce in thousands of records in 1 second, in 2 seconds, thousands of records. Next. Now let me tell you what is the importance of this topic for some projects. See, sometimes this will happen, not every time. What is that? See, there are some companies where data management is very important process. It's a key part of the project. For many months, you will do the work on data management. That's it. Where the company is coming from .NET, Java, Oracle to Salesforce, and 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, a day and night, you are going to work on only data shifting. By the way, we have done such kind of project where for multiple months, day and night, only one thing. What? Take the data from legacy, shift to Salesforce. Take the data, shift to Salesforce because our client had millions of records. So if you get a job in such kind of project, then yes, then you will definitely need lots of time to spend on this feature in the office. One more example. One of our student in the past, one of our ex-student got the job in Disney, the famous cartoon film production house. So after few years, when he came in some contact, he was taking some further guidance about his career with Interlogic. At that time, he said, after almost 2 to 3 years, he was taking guidance for further job, how to grow in Salesforce. At that time, he said, for 2 3 years in Disney, he did only one thing, that is working on this kind of data management tool by using data loader in Salesforce. So just look at this. This kind of jobs are also available in the market. But again, it depends on company to company. It's not necessary that everyone in the market will get same job or exactly like this responsibilities only. But anyways, you be ready because you can't say anything about your company. What they will decide for you, you can't say. Next. So the moral is for interview and certification and job point of view, you need to focus on below tools. Data loader, most important. Data import wizard, not so important. Other tools you can neglect as of now. When you join any company, as per the project need, you can learn right now. Neglect unwanted things. Next. So why data loader or data import wizard are called native tools that you already saw. Now let me show you that how these tools look in terms of usage and in terms of function. First of all, I'm going to start with the data import wizard. Click. Then look at this tool. First of all, this tool is going to run on internet. You can see it's running on the internet, on the cloud. So it's a cloud-based tool. Nothing to install on the laptop, nothing to download on the laptop. Like second tool, the second native tool that we are going to see, that's going to work on laptop, not on the cloud. So you can see the process is very simple. Prepare your data in the Excel type of file and choose the file from your laptop. Do the mapping, which data should go to which column, which table, and done. That's it, import. For that, just press on the launch wizard button. In the left hand side, you have multiple objects. You can go to standard object, you can go to custom object. You can see you have so many options. So let's say I want to load the data from, let's say I want to load data in lead object. See, lead is a by default table in Salesforce, by default table. In that you can add the record or update the record. Let's say add the record. Now, what is your source file? CSV, it's like Excel. CSV means like Excel, or some this kind of files also you can use and load the data. Do the mapping and load the data. That's it. Let's say I'm saying CSV. So it will tell, okay, so choose the file from your laptop and load the data. But let me tell you, this tool we don't use in the job. We don't use. Very, very, very rarely some company, any company might be using this. Otherwise, generally it's not used. Why? Because there are so many problems with this tool. So many problems that anyways we will discuss. But these tools we don't use. We use second tool, data loader. But before we go into the detail of data loader, let me tell you that in the beginning only, let me tell you, data loader works on your laptop, and for that your laptop hardware is very important. Your laptop configuration, in simple words. If your laptop is not suitable, then let me tell you, even Salesforce company's CEO cannot help you because your hardware is not suitable. What they can do? So please note, your hardware is very important. Anyways, in your office, your manager will give you proper laptop only, which is going to be suitable for data loader. But here, during the training program, if your laptop is not suitable, not compatible, then you can arrange just for 2 or 3 days a laptop which is compatible from your friend, from your relative. After that, you can return the laptop because only for this particular topic you need that laptop compatibility. Otherwise, remaining almost everything in Salesforce works on cloud. Apart from that, almost everything works on the cloud, works on browser. So at that time, you don't need to worry about your laptop compatibility. But in this kind of rare cases, you need to definitely focus on your laptop. In the past, we have seen almost in every program, at least one student faced this issue, outdated laptop or old laptop or non-compatible laptop. Then they arranged from the friend, did assignment and laptop return. That's it. And what is the hardware requirement? Anyways, I'm going to tell you tomorrow, nothing to worry. For example, one small example I will give you. As of now, one small example I will give you of laptop dependency. Please type yes, those students in the session with Windows or Mac laptop. You are using Windows laptop or Mac laptop. Please type yes. Okay, good. So that's good if you are using Windows laptop or Mac laptop because things are going to work. Data loader will work. But if you are using non-Windows or non-Mac laptop, Ubuntu, Linux, Android, etc., then data loader will not work. That's it. It will not work. Okay. So this is one example for you. Anyways, in Windows and Mac, what configuration needed, that we will see tomorrow. Now let's talk about this question which came in multiple interviews where difference between data import wizard and data loader they ask. First we'll talk about data import wizard, and remember that this data import wizard knowledge is going to be useful for you only in the interview or exam, but practically no. Job point of view, no much advantage because They are not using, companies are not using. So what are the limitations in that? Let's see. First of all, it's design. Limitation number one. It is designed for non-technical users, less technical users, business users. For example, CEO, CTO, or for example, let's say marketing guy, sales guy. It's for them, not for people like you and me. Who are we? We are technical people. We are technical users. Let's say, for example, admin or develop. Okay. So these are technical people. They are not going to use data import wizard. Technical people are going to use data loader. Non-technical people are going to use data import wizard. Problem number one, because it's suitable for them, not for us. Second, it's useful for small and simple imports up to 50K. We can manage up to 50K records in that. Tell me, for the big clients, big projects, when they have millions of records, 50K will be a kind of a suitable number. 50K records we can manage at a time. So this way it's going to be not compatible. It's a very small number, and for the regular standard projects, it's almost of no use. This 50K is almost of no use. It's a very small number. Next. Now, can we use this tool on all the objects? No, that's also one more problem. That's also one more problem. See, let me show you practically how this is one more problem. It's not going to help for that also. Data import user. So click on launch wizard. And after that, let me tell you, only one account, second contact, third lead, four solution, and five campaign member. Only supporting five objects. Do you have only five objects? Look at this. Look at this. Go to setup. Go to object manager at the top. Look at this. Tell me guys, do we have only five standard objects? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Only five standard objects. So this way, it's also a big problem. So many objects are not supported by data input wizard. It's supporting only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 standard objects. Okay. Custom objects, no problem. All custom objects, but standard only 5. Another problem. Next. Now it can perform operations like insert, update. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. Insert, update. Now there are some kind of options which are available in data loader, like for example export, delete, hard delete, export all. Anyways, we are going to see this, so don't worry about this words. What is hard delete, what is export? Don't worry, We are going to see that, but there are some additional features which are available in data loader. In data input wizard, not available. But guys, there is one plus point also. A minor plus point. Among these all problems, there is one small plus point. That is, it is going to work on cloud. We don't need to worry our laptop is Mac laptop or Windows laptop or what laptop. No, we don't need to worry. That is the minor plus point. That's it. And yeah, one more thing, extra point. Nothing to do with your syllabus, but one extra point. There is a feature called as scheduling. These tools, let's say, every Friday at 9 p.m. you want automatically this tool should work. Every Monday automatically at 6 a.m. no one in the office, the tool should work. This kind of automation you can do. But is this about Salesforce? No, no, it's not about Salesforce. You need to have knowledge of operating system, scripting language, and CLI. This is about Salesforce? No, not at all. These are not things about Salesforce. It's about laptop. It's not about Salesforce. That's why I told you it has nothing to do with Salesforce or your syllabus. It is something about your laptop. But anyways, this is possible if you learn some extra thing, some additional course like operating system and all, which is not having any connection to Salesforce. It's something related to system or some kind of system designers people do this. Okay, we don't do, but anyways, it is possible. Okay, so now as you understood the problems of data input wizard, to check your memory and to check your focus in the class, I will ask you what are the plus points of data loader. Now you may say, Shekhar, I don't know anything about data loader, so how can I tell about problems of data loader? Very simple. Sorry, benefits of data loader. How can I say that? Very simple. Problems of data import wizard is nothing but the benefit of data loader. Simple, that's it. And now you tell me the answer. Now tell me. Or I will do one thing. I will tell you some kind of supportive information, like for example, and by the way, this information which we are going to discuss now, from this moment onwards, what is the feature of data loader? It's useful for interview also, useful for exam also, useful for your job also. Okay. So first point, tell me something about user. I told something about users, right? So now tell me what is the plus point of data loader? Yes, technical users can use, correct? Because what we discuss, data import wizard is for non-technical business users. But this is going to be used by admin developers, people like you and me. Correct answer. So it's designed for technical people. Second point, I said something about the number of records which it can process. And 50,000 was actually the problem with the data input wizard. Good. So here the plus point is we can go more than 50,000. By the way, up to what we can go? Directly without taking any extra efforts. You can even do processing of 5 million records. 5 million records. Big number. And please note, if this is also not enough, you want to grow more than 5 million, no problem. There are some settings which after 2 or 3 days we are going to talk about. By using that setting, you can go more than 5 millions. But anyways, 5 million is sufficient for many projects. Maximum project, 5 million is sufficient by default. Next. Now something about supported objects. I said something about which objects it will support. So do you know anything about that? Which object it supports? Yes, only five standard object. That's it. Please note here almost all these hundreds of standard objects. Don't worry. Almost all these standard objects, hundreds of standard objects, no problem. Okay, so that problem is also solved. And neglect some exceptions. That is not something important. But almost all the standard objects supported. Okay, now something about the operations it can perform. I said something about the operations. What kind of operations it can perform? Yeah, in that case, I said only insert update, but here insert also, update also, delete also, hard delete also, export also, export all also, all these kind of things. And finally, something about I said about system dependency. Tell me, what is that? Now this is a drawback, okay? This is a drawback of data load. Yes, in data import wizard, we don't need to worry about the system configuration, but in data loader, definitely we need to focus on system configuration because everything is dependent on system. Everything is dependent on system. Okay, please note. So this is a minor drawback. And one more extra point I told you, which has no connection to syllabus, scheduling. Can we do scheduling? Now, in data loader, we can do scheduling. Data import wizard, no scheduling. No scheduling. See, first of all, let's say you learn some extra knowledge by about your hardware and operating system. You learn some scripting language and all this kind of thing. Okay, no connection to Salesforce, but still you learn that in your office. Now, with this knowledge, you want to schedule the tool. Which tool you can schedule? Data import wizard? No. Do this one, not possible. Data loader, can I schedule? Yes, we can schedule. Okay. So this way, automatically, non-working hours, holidays are going on. Then also you want to schedule. At that time, you can actually do this. Okay, please note. Now, this is a rarely answered interview question. Issues with the data loader. You try at least one. You tell me at least one. Please proceed. At least one, you tell me. You're telling two, very good. Okay, good try. Now let me tell you the answer. Let me tell you the answer. First of all, you can say that data loader has a strong dependency on hardware. Second, you can say that only 5 million records are by default possible, not more than that. And by default, 5 million. If you want to go beyond that, there are some extra efforts you need to take, but by default, only 5 minutes. One more, you can say that suppose today, let's say my manager said, or your manager said, that this is one file number one, where we have data of object 1, and this is another file, Excel file, where we have data of object 2. So now I want to use this tool data loader and I want to load the data. So I'm in urgent, I'm in hurry. So can I do both at a time? No, 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 no. At a time, only one object. That's it. You can load data at a time only and only one object. That's it. Okay. One more limitation. And fourth one, there is a concept of batch size, which you don't worry. Tomorrow you are going to see this. So there is a concept of batch size. So the limit of the batch size is 10,000. That's it. So this is also one minus point you can tell about data loader. But when we are going to see data loader batch size concept tomorrow, so you don't need to also worry about this. Tomorrow practically we are going to see this. So this way we are going to, and yeah, one more thing, one more fifth problem, it which is a problem of data loader, and you can also include as a plus point of data import wizard. What is that? See, if suppose this is the Excel file which is given by your client, and this file has some duplicate data, and you're loading the data into Salesforce, that using data loader. The problem is data loader says, I am not capable to handle this duplicate data. I will not understand it is duplicate. I'm helpless. I'm going to simply load the data into Salesforce. I have no solution for this. But if same thing happens with data import wizard, then data import wizard will say, yes, I have the capacity. Yes, I know how to tackle the duplicate data. So this is one minor plus point of data import wizard and minus point of data loader. But anyways, we are not going to use data loader in data import wizard, and we are going to use data loader. So this minor advantage also of no use, because people don't use data import wizard. So this way, 5 drawbacks you can tell about data loader, where you can say that suppose, let's say we have data like this. Let's say we are loading this data. In that you can see first and third record is duplicate. Data loader is helpless. But data import wizard will definitely identify this. Okay, that's it guys. So we are done with our today's agenda. Do proper revision, multiple revisions till Friday. Thursday or Friday you'll be getting some assignment. Keep writing down your questions, queries, if anything is coming in front of you to ask in Sunday Q&A. And before that, you also take your efforts. And that's it. Let's meet tomorrow. Apart from that, anything else, you can text us whenever you want.